Thank you so much for joining in. My name is Kumi. I'll be showing you how to cut and sew this trending dress today. I have come down by 1 inch as usual. From that 1 inch, I will be marking my measurement. That 1 inch is my starting point. The next line, which is 10.5, is our bust point. The 14.5 is our under bust length, and the 17.5, which is the last, is our half length. I'll go ahead and mark our shoulder measurement without adding half inch because I won't be attaching sleeve to it. This is a sleeveless dress. From that, I will come down by 1 inch. That is for shoulder slope. From that shoulder slope, I will come down again. I will be marking our armhole depth. Do well to check the description box. I will leave a link to my tutorial where I talked extensively on how to determine your armhole depth. For this dress, I will be using a neck width of 3.5 and a neck depth of 3 inches. Then I will connect together. As seen in my thumbnail, the method used is a basic cut, but because my client is slightly busty, I will be using a bustier cut for her so that our boobs can settle in, just to create a space for our bust to settle in. She doesn't want it showing around the armhole region, so I will be using a bustier method for her. In essence, I'm saying if your client is not exactly busty, you can go basic for her, but if she is and wants it decent, you may want to adopt this method. I would also like to say at this point that I'm using a bust allocation method in the sense that I will be dividing the bust region by 2, and I will add 1 inch to it and divide by 2 again, as against our usual bust measurement divided by 4 plus whatever sewing allowance we want to use. This is because there is no bust at the back. The back is literally flat, so you can't use the same bust measurement for both the front and the back. Do you understand? The next thing I will do is to mark our bust span. Bust span is also known as nipple to nipple. Our nipple to nipple is 8, but this fabric is on fold. Just imagine it's on fold. Half of 8 is 4 inches, right? So I'm going to add half inches to each to it. So I marked 4.5 inch. From the bust point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. I'll tell you why. At this region, I will mark 1 inch on both sides and I'll connect together. So I marked 1 inch. I came down by 1 inch from the bust point because our bust is 39.7. That's almost 40. The category the bust measurement fell in is what made us come down by 1 inch from the bust point. Also do well to check my description box. I will leave there different bust measurements and what inch you should come down with from the bust point. I will divide the waist by 4, return these 2 inches that I took, and then mark. I won't be adding seam allowance to it yet. This is just a pattern. At the bust region, I divided the bust by 2. Let's say our bust is 38. I divide 38 by 2, add 1 inch to it, and divide that by 2 as well. That's what I marked right there. I'm not adding seam allowance to it yet, and also remember this is a bust allocation method. The next thing I want to do is to contour our under bust. So let's say your bust is 28, under bust is 28. 28 now divided by 4. Then I will return that's 1 inch. I'll return it there. So whatever I have left, I'm going to share it. So I have about 2.1 left. Towards the right, I want to share that 2.1 Towards the right, I will be marking about 0.75, and whatever I have left, I will I will mark it. I want to take more at the underbust region. I'm just going to connect like this. This is me trying to contour an underbust. I'm going to give this part a curve, and that's that about contouring. Divide your underbust by 4, return the dart taken, and then whatever you have left, spread it. Come down at the armhole region, or should I say, locate the midpoint of the armhole and connect like this. Come in by ½ inch seam allowance. It is not ½ inch at all time. I have also discussed extensively. I will leave the chart once again in the description box. So usually what I do, I forgot a once I locate the armor region, if what I'm making is bustier, once I locate the armor region, I then come down by ½ inch from the midpoint rather. Once I locate the midpoint, I'll come down by ½ inch, and then I'll give it a cut. But you can see that there's really not no much difference. So if you come down by ½ inch or you don't, it's fine. Here go up by 1 inch. Ensure what you have there is also the bust band plus ½ inch, and then connect like this. I'm going to measure what I have left at the shoulder. I have about 4.5, so I will be taking away about 1.5 inch. But by the time I turn it with ½ inch at the armhole and ½ inch at the neckline, I will be left with small. So I'm just going to reduce it back to 1 inch. I have 3.5, 3.5 inch left, so that's still fine. So I'll be leaving it at 1 inch, and I'll connect it. Don't forget, locate the midpoint of your armhole. You either come down with ½ inch from the midpoint or not, it's fine. You can see that there's really there's no difference. Come down from the bust point by 1.5, go in from the bust pan by 1 inch and connect. This is me taking the bust dart. I am going to cut straight up. This is for a reason. Just observe. I'm going to slash this place open. I will stop somewhere here. Slash the dart open as well. And I'm going to stop here. Place it like this. And I'm going to secure it with my masking tape. Then I'm going to add ½ inch to this place to avoid shortage of fabric. and I'm going to cut. But before I cut, I would like to confirm what I did at the underbust region. Having taken the having contoured that region, ignoring the dots, what I have left should be exactly a underbust measurement divided by 4. What do I mean? I'm going to start like this. From that end, I'm going to continue to the other end. So I see I have 8 and quarter of an inch. That is our bust measurement, our under bust measurement divided by 4. So by the time you measure like this and you have lesser or much, it means you did not contour our under bust very well. I have 8 and quarter, which is exactly our under bust measurement divided by 4. So it means I contour that region very well. Remember, this is just a pattern. I have not added same allowance to it yet. I came in at the shoulder by 1 inch because it's sleeveless. You can go in by more. It depends on how much fabric you want to have at your shoulder region. Um, I think earlier this week I posted a video on a 720-degree peplum top. I also use this bust allocation method for it. You can see, if you check, you would see it came out pretty well. This is once it's a bustier cut. This is the method I use. This is my fabric. Remember the half length is 17.5, right? I will tell you why I decided to do that. I marked our usual 1 inch starting point, and then I marked the half length. It's for a reason. It is so that I can know how to place this piece. This one right here. That's not all. Going to pin and tell you more. I will add about 1.5 inch seam allowance. You know, this is an English fabric. It is not a lace or an Ankara. So I won't be turning it. I'm just going to be sewing it straight up and overlock it. So I'm going to mark what I have from here to the half length. I have 7 inches. So that's going to guide me. I'm going to confirm it on that. I hope you understand. Let me remove the pin. I want to know what I have from here to here. You can see it's 7 inches. So from the half length, from that line, I'm going to confirm my 7 inches and I'm going to connect. This is why I did my previous marking on the main fabric. Assuming you have about 2.5 thereabouts seam allowance, you will need to curve with your ruler. That's why I keep confirming, but obviously I don't need to recurve the armor region, so I'm just going to leave it. Don't forget to check the video I made previously on the 720-degree fillet. I adopted this method and it came out perfectly well. This is the back piece. I used 10.5 for the bust point of the front piece, right? But I'll be using 9.5 for this because there is no bust at the back. So there is no bust that will be lifting fabric at the back. So remember I took dart of 1.5, right? I won't be taking that dart on the back. So my starting point will be 1.5. It means my back piece is going to be shorter than the front by 1.5 inch. Don't panic. I have results to show for this method. Just go and check the video I talked about. I will drop the link in the description box. What I'm marking now is zip allowance. I'm using 1.5 inch. I'm going to come in by half inch here, and I'll connect all the way. That half inch that I took, I'm going to return it. But before I return it, I'm taking my bust pan, which is 4.5, and then I'll return. But I've returned the half inch. Going to slant it all the way. From here to here, I have my 1.5 back. As against the 1 inch that I used in front, I'll be using half inch here. I won't be coming by 1 inch or anything whatsoever. I'm just going to connect. I will place my shoulder measurements here. Remember, we used 3.5 inches as the depth of the front neckline, as the width rather. So whatever width you use for the front is what you would use for the back as well. Go ahead and connect all the dots together. I used 3 inches for the front for as the depth of the front neckline, but I will be using 3.5 inch for this one. You can go the same, it doesn't matter. I just choose to make the back lower. For the back bust, I'm going to divide the bust by 2 minus 1, and then I will divide my answer by 2. That's what I marked at the bust region. For the waist, divide the waist by 4. Return this dart, that's 1 inch dart. Be mindful of where my measurement is also starting point from our new line. Can you see? Not the old line, the new line. Divide the waist by 4 and add whatever seam allowance you want it to be, or you want it to have. And I'm going to look at the midpoint of the armhole. Going to come in by half inch because our bust is 39.7. I will be coming in by half inch. From here, I will come down by 3 inches and I'll connect. Unlike the front, from the midpoint, we came down by half inch. But from here, for the back, you're going to come down by 3 inches. Eliminate any unnecessary bulginess here and give the neck region a curve. Remember, the front bust point is 10.5, but the back bust point is 9.5 minus 1. And then in calculating the bust, I divided the bust. Let's say our bust is 38. divided by 2 in this case, that's 19, minus 1, there is no bust at the back, minus 1, then whatever answer you get, that's 18, you now divide it by 2 because the fabric is unfold, so you mark, and then you give whatever seam allowance you want it to have. That's for the back. The back is flat. Take your measurements round your front bust from your armhole, from one armhole to the other. You realize that what you have there is more than what you would have at the back. That's the reason for this method. I just realized I didn't return the dart, even though I said it, I didn't return it. So that's what I just did. The waist region, don't forget, divided by 4. Return your dart, that's 1 inch, and add your preferred seam allowance to it. While the bust region, look at what we have here, 7 inches. You would recall that I told you that I use this method for the video that I made, which I'll be dropping the link in the description box, and it came out pretty well. Right here, I'm going to add ½ inch to it. If you don't do this, your fabric is going to be short, it won't be sufficient, so don't forget to add ½ inch to it right there. I'm going to confirm this for you shortly. I just had to do that so I won't forget. Now you can cut. This is not a pattern, so it has the same allowance already. So, I'm going to stitch it with ½ an inch, right? So I'm going to take away that ½ inch that I added to it, that ½ inch that I returned to it. When you take it away, when you take it away, it's going to be short. Look at it, I've returned it back, and then I placed the two pieces of fabric on each other with the ½ an inch I will use to stitch it. Look at it. This is the first line without the ½ an inch. Look at it, we have shorted of fabric. If I place it on the ½ inch that will return, Look at it. No more shortage of fabric. So remember to add half an inch to it when you are doing yours. Now is the time to stitch. I'm just going to pin like this for the back. I'm also going to do the same for the front. You may not pin the lower part, but you see this upper part. I would advise that you pin it. You may not pin this part, but you see this upper part is advisable. Go over to your machine and join. Going to do the same for the front as well. I've done that. Go ahead and join the shoulder and the sides with the seam allowance that you gave it. Open up this place and give it a good press, both for the front and the back. Run a temporary stitch at the zip region so you can press that place also. I want to cut facing for the dress. Just going to keep adjusting till I find a perfect spot and I'll pin it down. Decide on how wide you want your facing to be. In this case, I'll be using 2.5. So I'll be marking 2.5 all around and then I'll cut. Right side facing the right side, I'm going to take the facing all around the neckline. I'm going to push you can see I pushed my hemming gum there and I gave it a good press so the facing won't be flipping to the right side for people to see. I've gone ahead to give this, can you see, giving it a very good press. This is the lower part, the skirt part. I have divided the waist region by 4 and added my preferred seam allowance to it. I divided the hip by 4 and added my preferred seam allowance to it as well. From the hip line, I will be coming down by 6 inches on both sides and I'll connect together. So whatever you have at the hip line minus 1, that's what you mark on this line. Minus 1, now connect. From here, I'm just going to release my hand to the hem. To give a perspective to it, to what I have, I came down by 6 inches, right? So whatever I have on that line, I'm going to add about 4 inches to it. It's just a slant A shape, it's not a really wide A shape. Or if you want yours to be wide, you can add 5, you can add 6, you can add whatever you want. But I'll be adding 4 inches to it, and I'll go ahead to cut. I have cut, and then I have also cut the back. I'm very sure you are conversant with this. The back has um this line is for zip, and then the waist of the back we have 1 inch for that. At the waist region of the back piece, I will come down by 1 inch. I'll connect like this, and then I'll go straight to the side. This is the center of the back piece. I came down by 1 inch, and then I slanted it to the side of the back piece. Don't forget to add 1 inch, 1 extra inch for that to the back piece. I forgot, but thank God, thankfully I gave enough seam allowance to it, so that's what's going to rescue me. But I'm going to show you how you should do yours before cutting. I'm just giving these major areas notches. So before you cut out your back piece, remember to add 1 inch to this side like this and connect and connect. Go ahead and fold the hem of the front and the back. Then depending on your seam allowance, go and stitch the skirt part. I want to believe you all know how to do this. So I have done this, and all I need to do is to go give it a good press. I have joined the upper part and the lower part together. I have gone ahead to fix my zipper as well. I went ahead to cut my preferred circle size, and at the M I came up by 1.5 inches. That's where the design will be starting from. I want to advise you to desist from marking 1.5 here, then jumping to the other side to mark 1.5. Break your journey into like 4. So mark 1.5 at one end, mark 1.5 again and again in about 3 to 4 places before you get to the other edge. You will need your either cotton estee or paper gum at this point. Place it right side facing the right side, then go and stitch round. I have stitched round, and this is what it looks like. Cut it open, just create a loophole here for you to turn it over. I've turned it. Now I will go ahead and give it a good press with my steam iron. I've given it a good press. Can you see? I'm going to create a circle in here. You're going to have to stitch that place, but before then, place it on the position where you want it to be. You can see it's touching the line, that 1.5 inch that I previously marked. That's because it's my starting point. So the right side of this circle is facing the rough side of my main fabric. I'm going to secure it with my pin. Don't forget, right side of my circle is facing the wrong side of the fabric. So I went ahead to stitch on that circle. This is what it looks like on the right side. Go ahead and cut it here. Be sure you are not mistakenly cutting another fabric underneath. I've cut it. Can you see? I'm going to give it a notch all around, and then I will push the this to the right side. It's a little bulky and it's not laying very well, so I'm just going to top stitch it. I've top stitched. Can you see it's a lot calm? I'm going to stitch all around, and then I left just a little space, so I'm going to stick in. I realized my fabric is not exactly stretchy. I don't quite know how to define it, so I want to put my hemming gum just to see if I will be able to hit the smoothness. So this is what it looks like. Repeat this process for the rest of the circles, or should I say the design you'll be placing on it. I will show you one more. I've placed my cutting hairstay right side facing the right side. I've stitched it and then turned it over. Going to give it a good press. Done that. Going to draw my circle. This is where I want it to be, touching the other one slightly. I'm going to stitch on that. This is what it looks like. Going to cut it open here. You will notice I have changed my dress and my thread to pink. Do well to use matching thread. Cut it around. I'm going to notch and I'm going to stop stitch. Push to the other side. Push your allowance this way and top stitch. Push it towards the black fabric. That's going to be the rough side. Then top stitch. Then go around and stitch. So I thought of something. How about I put my hemming gum before stitching? So I put the hemming gum, went ahead to press it. Can you see? It's well laid, unlike the first one where I already sewed before putting the hemming gum. So my advice, before stitching around, secure the fabric with hemming gum first. You can see that this second one is a lot neater than the first one. So I'm going to stitch that first one and do it again. And then I'm going to adopt the second method. I've stitched round. It's neater than the first one. Go ahead and repeat the same process for the rest of the designs. So this is how to turn your circle. Look at it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.